We're good. Are we unmuted?
We're unmuted. Yep.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, to the individuals and department heads, cabinet heads, and city councilors that are here. We're joined by City Councilor Brian Santinello, who's here in person, and City Councilwoman Zeta Govan from Ward 8, and who's she's chair of the Finance Committee too. So we appreciate your continued involvement in this. And I'm joined by our CAFO, Kathy Bono, and our Deputy CAFO, Lindsay Hackett. Budget Director Chris Frazier is here, my Chief of Staff, Bill Baker, and my Director of Communications Director, Molly Shea is also here. Today is our second day of budget hearings. And once again, we're looking to be as fiscally prudent with the tea leaves of uncertainty that continue to come from the federal level, which trickle down to the state level, which will trickle down to us. So the key word here is about sustainability and being able to keep basic services going and the individuals who do the basic services. We worked very, very hard. And I want to commend Kathy Bono and the finance team. They've done outstanding work on it, and we've been able to balance a budget. I think we're also joined by City Councilman Victor Davila from Ward 6, Forest Park area too. So we've been able to balance a budget that was last 12 or 13 years without really any use of reserve. That is our goal. Again, if possible, the budget will be over $1 billion. Of note, 2/3 of that budget is on the school side, which we cannot touch. I cannot touch here with my city mayor's hat. I do chair the school committee. We do pay for school busing, and we pay the net school spending. And that's an important component to make sure that our children, our students, and their families can move forward. We have the highest bond ratings in the city's history. We want to keep that. That helps us when we have to do our borrowing or any type of bonds, bond anticipation notes. We've been able to build the most new schools and rehab schools in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. That's well over $1 billion on that support, and other projects all the way throughout our neighborhood area. We're going to be cognizant. We want to try to be as fair as possible and continuing to bring some tax relief to our residents and our businesses, commercial rate on that. And we offered numerous programs which were identified yesterday by our assessors department on that. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to CAFO Kathy Bono for a few words, and then to the councilors for some brief opening remarks. Billy, I don't know if you'd like to say anything to Kathy.
I just want to say thank you to the department heads, all the work they did on their budgets. They came in, they made the necessary adjustments that we asked them to. It's going to be a difficult year. We still have a substantial gap, so there will be more cutting, but we appreciate all your efforts to get us to this point. So thank you.
I just want to echo Kathy's sentiments. In my review of the budget, all the departments have come in very, very lean. So I appreciate that very much. So Billy, any comments at all? Let me to the Dean of the City Council, Councilor Santinello, for any opening statements.
Thank you for doing a great job, Mr. Mayor, all these years with these budgets. It's not an easy time. It's always difficult, but you've built up reserves for the city, and we've kept our bond rating tip-top shape, which means we pay less in interest on any borrowing that we do. My biggest concern right now isn't even the city part of it. We may be going into a recession right now, and many of us in this room remember stagflation.
Yes.
When you have a recession and stagnation. So I just hope that, talk about people that can't pay their property taxes. If they lose their jobs, it gets even worse. So we could be in for some difficult times, but I'm sure we're going to make it through.
Thank you, Councilor Santinello. Councilor Davila?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Glad to be back today, and thank you for opening up these budget hearings to the councils and to the public. Thank you for the transparency. I echo my colleague's sentiments. This budget is going to be lean. It's going to be tough. I'm sure that I look forward to seeing the final product. And I think that's even the more reason, Mr. Mayor, why we should be more prudent with our reserves. We can go through all the, what the density goes into but baby water the baby and the baby bath out all at once.
I got it, I got it.
We gotta be prudent with our reserves, just come over.
The bath water with the baby.
Bath water.
Okay.
And so,
She's nodding her head too.
yeah, so I thank you for that, Mr. Mayor. Look forward to hear, the remainders of the yes.
Thank you, Councilor Davila. Councilor Govan, Zeta?
Thank
Any
you,
opening
Mr. Mayor.
remarks?
I just want to, again, thank you for proposing this budget and putting it together and bringing it in as you've done for the last many years, balanced. And again, I will reiterate what I did yesterday regarding, the residents, just like the city feels the pinch when we're living in hard times, our residents feel the same thing. So I'm here for them as, they elected me to this office, and I'm hoping that I'll be continuing. Hopefully I'm doing a good job. I'll continue to do a good job. And what Councilor Davila meant is you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. So thank you so much. Oh,
Thank
and I
you
do
for that.
have to leave at 3 because I have another meeting. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and thank you for that clarification, and I see the nice
Yeah.
so,
I
congratulations.
got an award today, a
congrats.
Trailblazer Award, they said.
Congratulations, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. We have internal audit to start out, and Young No and his expansive team of, this is another department that plays an important behind the scenes role on checks and balances. And they do it with limited personnel. So Young, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for the opportunity to present my FY27 budget. The Office of Internal Audit provides independent reviews and assessment of city departments and programs to help improve operations and to prevent and detect fraud, waste, and abuse. Our scope includes city departments, including schools, city retirement systems, and vendors that do business with the city. I want to thank my staff, Cecilia Goulet and Erica Wallace, for their good work and dedication. The department's success could not be possible without them. For FY26, we expect to complete 10 audits. They include food service management contract at Springfield Public Schools, review of the property room at Springfield Police Department, street maintenance, including snow removal, a ZEP procurement review, a cybersecurity review at library, student activities, follow-up reviews related to athletic funds, workers' compensation, fleet, and school transportation. We maintain the city's fraud hotline and investigate allegations. We help reduce city external audit fees by auditing student activities. I'll be presenting the FY27 audit plan to you, the mayor and city council in the coming weeks, but I wanted to share a few early highlights. Our risk-based approach is centered on 2 priority areas. First, oversight of the city's largest contracts, with an emphasis on identifying potential cost recovery opportunities and ensuring that the city receives full value for taxpayer dollars. Second, an assessment of city cybersecurity protocols to help strengthen the protection of our digital infrastructure and operational systems. My FY27 budget request is a level service budget. It funds 3 full-time employees. OTPS is comprised mostly of external audit fees for the city's financial statement audit, which is non-discretionary. My budget impact statement, limiting our growth to 2.5% would hinder our ability to procure such independent cybersecurity reviews.
Thank you, Young. I didn't want to interrupt.
So I'm all set. Any questions?
Well, I just want to thank you too on, we meet and stuff and many a times, no red flags, but how we can do things and check. And I appreciate your efforts with the school food contract and with the school buses, where you found some things there that we were able to claw back, because those are big, especially school buses, a big contract, which I pay for, we pay for on the city side on that. And then it's not a gotcha thing. You've always been very constructive as far as how to little things to do a little bit better and stuff. And I believe we're the only, well, Boston has it now, but I think we're the only city in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts that has this type of mechanism, the internal audit. Am I correct, Kathy and Lindsay? think we still are the only one, as our own internal checks and balances, besides the independent audits we bring in also too,
Yes.
that come in and do it. So, Kathy, you have any questions? Or-
No, I'm good.
Yeah, and he's not asking for anything, additional requests. Billy?
Your office does a great job, be very proactive, in raising any potential issues, so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilors, any questions or comments?
Yeah.
Councilor Sarno?
Mr. Mill, you just mentioned, I think I heard you correctly, you had 10 in the pipeline?
Yeah, so we expect to complete 10. We've already completed a few this year, like the food service contract,
Yeah.
and some follow-up reviews.
So what I read in the paper is there's something with the food service contracts that you may have picked up on?
Yes, we presented that audit to both the audit committee of city council and to the school committee. And we noted, we identified some cost recoveries for the school department to the tune of about $350,000. And as a result, the school department strengthened its contractual oversight procedures so that these type of issues don't happen again in the future.
Here's my follow-up question to you, sir. If this is the 4th or 5th year of that contract, food service, if I read
Yes.
that correctly in the
Yes.
paper, what about the previous 4 years? Did you pick up anything there?
So we just looked at when the contract started, which was about 4 years ago, to last year. So what we found did include the 4 years that the contract was in place, but anything beyond before that, we didn't take a look at.
And I believe they're in the final year of the contract,
Yes.
correct?
It's out to bid.
It's out to bid.
Yeah.
And what about the other ones that you're working on now? You said you already completed 2 or 3?
Yeah, we completed the athletic funds over at the school department.
How did that turn out?
That turned out well. They implemented all of our recommendations, which is, they deal with a lot of cash. So when you deal with cash, it's high risk. This cash is so fungible. So they've implemented additional personnel to monitor, safeguard, and lock cash, along with workers' compensation contract. The city was able to claw back thousands of dollars on that from the third service party provider. So that benefited the city. It also enhanced oversight functions at the labor relations department.
And how many auditors do you have full time?
In total, we had 3.
3 auditors.
Yeah.
And is that grown or shrunk or is
It
that
stayed the
always?
same, stayed the same. So yeah, just to put it into context, the city of Hartford, just similar in size to the city of Springfield, they had 5. We have 3. But I'm of the belief I'd rather keep my staff lean and use technology to provide best value for taxpayers.
Here's a point I'd like to make. If you do need more people, because you do a tremendous job, you actually save the city and make it lean and mean, and you catch stuff. So if you need more people, then I'd be more than happy to entertain that.
Thank you, Councilor Santinello. And, yeah, the workman's comp, Young and the attorney and director of Bill Mahoney, your efforts on that also. Any other questions or comments? Jose, Councilor Govan?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And I wanted to just to thank No for his work. I agree with Council Santinella. I don't agree with adding more staff because that's just more money. Not right now, Mr. No. Because that is a department I think that is definitely needed, and we need to continue auditing different departments to make sure that we're getting the best bang for our buck, as was said, and that our taxpayers are not wasting their money. So thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilor Govan. And we're also joined by the Republicans, ace reporter Jeanette DeForge. We appreciate Jeanette you being here on that. Thank you very, very much. Oh, no other questions or comments? Oh, Councilor Davila, yeah, go ahead.
Briefly, one more comment, Mr. Mayor. First, I want to join the sentiment that the audit department, similar like the law department, the way I look at it is that they stop the bleeding. If it wasn't for the work they do, I would be losing a lot of money. But they know they do a fantastic job, and of course, the law department being led by intrepid city solicitor Steve Bonavante. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to look that word up.
yeah,
Thank you.
So, that, we're saving money. I wanna just mention real quick regarding the food contract, kudos to you, Mr. No. For picking that up. We're looking at that at the city council level. I'm sure you, the administration, you guys are doing your due diligence as well. I believe that contract has to be re-signed or expires April 26th, I believe. We just had a meeting on it, it was yesterday. I have more questions than answer at this point in that particular one, and I will be contacting you to learn more about it. Because this is something that is not only the quality of the food for children, but also, other issues such as quarries and the big $1.9 million, which I'm sure is gonna be resolved, which is critical. So, anyways, that's a long way of saying thank you for picking that up. And I look forward to hearing your presentation as to what else you're gonna be auditing throughout the city.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank
Councilor.
you,
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, Young, you're off the hot seat.
Thank you.
Okay. Next on the hot seat is my office, and much like the city council, very, very lean. It's a heavy personnel cost, very, very limited OTPS, as you can see. And my staff does a great job, and unlike what's going on at the federal level, I have kept the Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer Judy Crowell, and she made note of that in her reports, and Phil Baker is my chief of staff, and a longtime assistant Minnie Marrero, and Genesis Les Roca does a great job as constituent service director. Great story, survivor from Hurricane Maria that we've brought on, Rose McCafferty, Shay Kraus, Molly Shea does a great job with our communicate. We handle a multitude of you name it, we get the calls or we get the requests or the issues. So when you look at it from correct CFO Bono Kathy, the only increase was what all the non-bargaining received, 2%.
Yep.
Other than that, it's the same as last year. So I don't know if anybody, but it's much like the city council, same thing, city council. If anybody has any questions or comments?
I just have a
Sure.
quick question, Mr. Mayor. Believe it or not, Mr. Mayor, yesterday I laid down to go to sleep and was thinking about numbers and the budget. It just dawned on me, the office of, I don't know if this is within your structure of your office, Mr. Mayor, the office of, Consumer Affairs, what it's called?
Yeah,
It's within the law department.
it's within the law department.
Okay,
Yeah,
so same my question.
Yeah, the law
Yeah.
department and through the AG, that's through an AG's grant.
Okay, it's a grant
Yeah,
department.
Yes,
Okay.
Attorney General's. on that.
sure. Solicitor Bonner County can address those.
The Intrepid one, yes. Let me just, so I don't know if there's any questions or comments, but it's pretty bare bone, and when you're in this office, it's 24/7 on it, so I appreciate their efforts. No questions or comments? Thank you on that. Let me just okay. Speaking of the Intrepid one, Solicitor Bonacani, the law department is up, please. And I have to say, you have to consider our law department corporate counsel. This is now for a $1 billion corporation. And Mr. Bonacani and his team have done a great job. We also do a lot of work on the school side too, with his knowledge and the background on it. But it is corporate counsel. We deal with a myriad of contracts, legal issues, you name it. Everything needs to go through the law department. I really commend Solicitor Bonacani and his team for what they do. But it's important that we have a well-staffed legal department for each and every one of us here in the city and for the residents of the business community. So with that, I'll turn over to Solicitor Bonacani, please.
Thank you, Mayor, and good afternoon to you and to all of the members of the cabinet and members of the council and all the staff inside here at City Hall. It's my privilege to lead the law department there, Mayor, and It's indeed an honor, but it's also enjoyable to have a great team on behalf of the city while we connect with every department inside the city. And I'm proud to say that I think we have a great team on behalf of the city, day in and day out, trying to help the citizens improve their lives. The law department really has three different divisions inside of it. On a daily basis, the law department oversees the licensing commission and the public records division, and that is up on the third floor, helmed by Alicia Days. Public records continues to be a burgeoning need of the department, with more and more requests coming in that way from all various sources. Along with every single license that is issued by the city, we oversee that. In general government matters and the general legal services, we provide assistance for every single board and commission inside the city. We also provide guidance to all different departments when they seek some counsel on matters that they're looking to be addressed. We handle every single contract that the city ultimately executes. And we do that for the school side as well, so that whenever there is a school contract, we're in the middle of reviewing every single one of them. And we have a coordinated effort with the procurement division, procurement department, to make sure that we're following RFPs and all the proper rules and regulations when we're either proposing an RFP or signing a contract. We do that on a regular basis, and along with all of the assistance for the boards and commissions, including the city council, that we provide guidance and support to on a regular basis. And third, Mayor, and the one that brings the most attention to my department, and necessarily so because it has the greatest amount of risk and exposure to the city, is the litigation department. In the litigation department, the law department handles every single lawsuit that the city is a party of, whether we are a plaintiff or whether we are a defendant. And those matters involve federal litigation, superior court, district court litigation, and all the different other matters, other state agencies of which the city might be involved in. And so that, in addition to our code enforcement division, which is a crucial division for us, and that's how, and Lisa D'Souza runs the litigation, Amber Gould runs the code and litigation, the code division for all the housing court enforcement of either planning issues or building department issues. Whenever there is a blight in a neighborhood, the law department, and I instruct my staff, and I know how you feel, Mayor, is that if we have a blighted property in a neighborhood, or we have a house that's been burned and there hasn't been a quick repair to that building, we know that that is a hindrance on that neighborhood. And we try to get enforcement mechanisms through the court to make sure that we bring those properties up to code, and that they are an attraction to the neighborhood instead of a nuisance. So with all that, we also handle all the litigation on the school side, so that we are intermingling with the schools on a regular basis, or if there are issues that the schools are facing from state agencies, we tend to take the lead on that. And so our area is vast. But I'm proud to say that I believe we're trying to meet that challenge on a regular basis, and I'm proud of the team that we have in the law department. And with all that and what we're facing and trying to recruit and attract quality candidates, our projected increase is quite modest. In fact, we're actually recommending going down a half FTE from last year. We have a slight increase to our budget to 3.371734, which is 0.31% increase.
Minuscule, yeah.
Now we have professional services that sometimes is unpredictable. And so our budget can be a challenge. And that's why I ask for my indulgence of the city council, because there's two areas that we can't control. And that is the number of lawsuits that we face and when they get filed, the complexity of those lawsuits, and whether we need to bring in outside counsel. So it's the defensive cases and then potential judgments and awards from those cases. Those two areas we cannot fully say or give a clear definition or opinion on that right now. But we try to work that every day to see what we can do to diminish the risk for the law department. So with that, Mayor, I'm proud to say that we're not really asking to bring on anybody new or any positions that are new or different. I feel like we're meeting the needs at the moment. And we're continuing to try to keep the costs in check as best we can.
Thank you, Solicitor Bonacani. We also are joined by City Council President, Tracy Whitfield. Thank you for, joining us again via Zoom.
If I could, Mayor.
Yes.
Mayor, excuse me. The one thing I want, Councilor Davila asked a question, inside the law department is also the Consumer Protection Division. It's an unusual dynamic. The Attorney General's office, to encourage consumer protection advocacy throughout the Commonwealth, has established regions on the Commonwealth. Springfield is the base of the Western Mass region, but that is all of Western Mass and Southern Worcester County.
Yeah.
And if you recall, Millie Johnson, I know the mayor recalls, but for everybody in the audience, Millie Johnson was the longtime leader of that department. There's 2 staff members that are full-time. Millie announced her retirement effective right at the end of the year. It's taken us a little while with the Attorney General's office, and Bill Baker and I have worked on this about a job description, reposting that. We have a number of candidates that we're going to start to interview to fill that position. The problem we had is that once Millie left and her assistant left almost simultaneously. And so the office has been unstaffed for a little while. People are coming into the law department. If we can help them, we do. If we can't, we refer them to the Attorney General's office at the moment. But we expect to have that department up and running as soon as within a month, if possible.
Yeah, we want to make sure we get the right. Millie did a fantastic job. My old classmate, High School of Commerce, was the DA Bill Bennett's office, and she decided she wanted to retire. And as assistant, which we would have liked to have seen her take the position, wanted to move on. So we want to make sure we get the right. This is a vital, because we get a lot of calls on stuff, and this office has been very helpful to residents and consumers and businesses on it. So we want to just make sure the right person gets in there and we get it going again, working with the AG's office. And I also want to commend Solicitor Bonacani and Amber, Lisa D'Souza on the housing side. That's a pet peeve of mine, but especially on the Springfield Gardens, all the work that not only code enforcement did, housing code enforcement, and with Keith O'Connor and Steve Desolitz on the building side, but the law department did yeoman work on that to continue to run Springfield Gardens out of town. They were the definition when you look in Merriam-Webster, which is still one of another first in the city of Springfield in the nation. You look on the slumlord, it's them. And we appreciate AG Andrea Campbell's help. She was able to get the tenants a fund there. I would have liked to have gotten some money to come back to the city side because we expended hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not even more, on that too. But that's a thing that they are very important besides the legal aspect. And then Sister Bonacani, I think they do work a lot on school issues that come up at that point in time. Kathy, you have any questions before I ask council?
I don't.
Billy?
No, it's same here.
Council, do you have any questions or comments?
Yeah.
Council Santinello?
Real quick, you mentioned the consumer protection. Doesn't consumer protection,
Yeah, the consumer, yeah.
doesn't the weights and measures have a division too? Do you work hand in hand with them?
No,
They're no longer doing that
Oh,
anymore?
yeah, no, we do that. We have that, yeah. We have that.
I'm not aware of that.
That's what
This
they were,
consumer-
Timmy,
I used to be a deputy sealer.
yeah, no, we still do that. We still do that.
Waste Management Division under code enforcement.
Code enforcement, yeah.
Thank
We
you.
still have that. Any other questions from councilors? Councilor Davila, please?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I do have several questions on the law department. With the solicitor, thank you for your explanation on the consumer protection office. But what's the average cost on that office? How much is funded for that? I know
So-
granted, but how much is allocated?
Yeah, so the grant, I'm guesstimating it's around 125,000.
About 125,000.
And then so
Five at the moment, yeah.
the agreement that's been hatched, Counselor, for a long time, and it's been in place is, the AG's office funds the position usually around there with slight increases from year to year for the personnel costs. The city assumes the individuals as city employees, which also means liability for all the benefits and for pension obligations. we cover those costs. We think that that is a very fair trade-off because the bulk of the complaints emanate out of the city of Springfield. And a lot of the complaints also are for individuals that Spanish is their primary, either their primary language or their more comfortable language. So when they have a consumer complaint, we want to make sure that the next person we hire is fluent in Spanish, preferably bilingual, obviously, that they can address anybody who's calling and assist them. And sometimes these people feel vulnerable, so it's a lot better for them to be able to speak in their own voice.
I'm also assuming so that we have the ability to get all the translation to the other languages. Whether it's Vietnamese, Indian, Urdu, okay, Somalian. Now, the 125 for give or take personal cost, does that include just one person or would that include the ancillary?
Two.
Two, okay.
So there's like the director and then an administrative assistant, I think is the
It's about, I think it's about 125,000,
Right.
off the top of my head. I think.
Well,
For the
right.
two salaries.
For both, I'm sorry, both.
Salaries.
Okay, thank you.
And we also have, we've had interns up there before that helped out,
Right.
college
Yeah.
interns also,
Yeah.
West Norway.
Now, if I may, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, go ahead.
I do believe, Solicitor, that the Public Records Division, is -1 right now.
That's correct.
Okay, and how are we looking with that?
We had the attorney, for the division, one of the lead attorneys for the division left for the Cannabis Control Commission. We have posted the position. We interviewed, the two individuals, technically really weren't qualified because they hadn't passed the bar.
Mhm.
So we're reposting that position. I'm looking forward as soon as we can.
And there has to be an attorney.
It doesn't have to be an attorney, but structurally, we'd rather have an attorney on the floor because the staff members, if Alicia Days isn't available, there's an absolute benefit to having an attorney for the other staffers to consult before rendering.
It's easier to work.
Thank you. Now, my final question, Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Solicitor, you say here that you have general fund FTEs 31 people. To grant the FTEs, to grant the positions for total 33. Does that include the outside sources or, I never seen 33 people in that office.
No, so the 31 counselor is for really everybody in the law division, 33 adds the other two for the consumer protection division. So there's 33 total. But the city also engages in outside consulting services with attorneys who either provide us some assistance on cases, or if there's a conflict, or if we don't have the skill set for a very unique case, we will consult with outside attorneys, and we usually engage in a contractual service.
So that 33 includes.
Does not.
Does not
So
include
there's
the
other-
professional services. What that includes is you don't see all 33 here, Counselor. The Lisa D'Souza and Amber Gould staff are over at 1600 East Columbus Avenue. So if you walk through here, you're not gonna see 31
Right,
people.
okay.
And then,
They're really hiding everything.
yeah.
There's really 3 offices at a law department.
I usually say steal with coffee, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my final question is,
Upstairs.
how much are we spending for outside consulting?
We have budgeted 300,000 for outside consultant services, and we've intending to exceed that number in the last few years. There's more cases that, what we ran into is that there was a hold on a lot of cases during COVID. And then once the courts got matters back on track, we were inundated in the last few years with cases that were either close to going to trial or positioned, which led to us to having a lot more of that legal activity.
This is where you kind of reminds me that I was saying that it takes money to make money. And again, as I mentioned before, I think the law department stopped the law bleeding. And Mr. Mayor, in my opinion, this is a budget worth every single penny. And so, thank you so much for your attention tonight.
Thank you, Councilor Brewer. Any other questions or comments pertaining to the law department?
If I may, Mr. Mayor.
Councilor Goodwin? Rita?
Thank you. To the solicitor, so the Consumer Affairs division does not have Millie's no longer there, right? Is that what you're saying?
That's correct.
Okay, and she hasn't been there. We went to school together at Commerce. at the
We all
Raiders.
did, yeah. Yeah,
So, and then there's another vacancy there. What are the qualifications for that office, if I may? Or if you know?
We insisted on the candidates being fluent in Spanish. We preferred, I want to say it was a preferred graduate or an undergraduate degree, but not required. We worked with the Human Resource Department and they were very accommodating when we explained what our needs were, is that and in line with Councilor Delgado's request about some of the educational requirements. We put them as mostly preferred, but we mandated that the person be able to speak Spanish.
Okay. I'm just asking because I know that we have a lot of high school students graduating from commerce, which used to be the business school, no longer. But I'm just wondering if that might be something that we could look into, or even someone that's at stick. Because I know where you guys post the jobs, a lot of times, a lot of our community for some reason doesn't see it. You know, they won't go on the city website, or if they do, it's kind of hard to navigate. So I'm just wondering if we can kind of like expand our search somehow, for those positions.
Counselor, what I can say to you is, the posting has closed. We know the number of candidates are 11, and I've reviewed all of their resumes to date. We have a pretty good group of quality candidates.
Okay.
In consultation with the mayor's office, we're going to conduct interviews. We think that we'll
Okay.
find somebody competent in the next few weeks.
And we have
Okay.
to, thank you, Councilor Devon. We have to also, maybe possibly as an internship, if the person he or she, besides what Solicitor Bonaconti indicated, does have to be a little bit well versed. There's a myriad of organizations and credit type things that you have to deal with, and you have to know how to get to and facilitate for people, whether it's a bad car sales, your identity has been stolen, it goes on and on. So there's got to be a understanding of that, and
Right.
if you have some type of legal background too, that's important. Besides the customer service stuff, because you're going to have
Right.
to walk these individuals through how they have to go to an agency, what they have to do to protect. So you have to have some type of a little bit of experience too.
And also add
Okay.
too, there's the reporting portal with the Attorney General's office that they have to be knowledgeable too. So
Yeah.
it's not just
But-
going
and
out
I'm-
for consumer information.
Yeah, that I imagine you can get trained for because it's a computer thing, but I understand the customer service and being knowledgeable about the scam stuff that happens a lot of the times, and the credit stuff. So I appreciate that. I just was kind of surprised that I didn't hear that the position was vacant, and not that there's two vacancies in that office. So
Well, we
just
had,
wanted to put that out there.
we did have a little, send off for Millie that we sent around.
I
It was
didn't
in
see it. I would
it
have
was-
come.
Well, I know it was sent to the council office too. We had a little
Huh.
coffee,
Post up
send off.
clause,
It was posted on the
Okay.
cause also on it.
flyers.
She was near the tail end of the year, about 2 weeks' notice, just before the holidays on it. And, we wish her the best, bittersweet. She did a great
Absolutely.
job there, but we want to fill that position with the right individual, he or she, and assistant as soon as possible.
Right, absolutely. Well, thank you. Thank you, Mayor Sarno.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments, Solicitor? Council President Whitfield, Tracy?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My question for the law department is, what is the responsibility of the lawyer for the city council?
The responsibility for, Madam President, the responsibility is similar to all other boards and commissions, is to properly advise and give counsel to any issue that gets raised, and try to do that in a professional and a timely manner.
Because I have been sending requests over, and I include you. And the majority of the time, we're getting the information back from Attorney Moore. So I'm just wondering, is Attorney Moore going to replace our attorney?
No, Madam President. Some of the questions that you have posed can be technical in nature. And Attorney Moore, who had previously served the city council in that capacity, is well versed in it. And so sometimes if it's a technical aspect, it's usually a collaboration, whether I'm included, Attorney Shea would be included in that conversation, but oftentimes Attorney Moore in correspondence might be the lead, but it's usually a team approach to whatever our response is to you.
And with choosing the city council lawyer, shouldn't the city council be involved in that process?
I'm not here to weigh into that, Madam President. That is an issue involving the executive and the legislative branches.
Okay,
but
well, then
mine-
I'm asking the mayor.
I go to the law department for the proper individual, he or she, to represent the city council, as they have done for a number of years. And that, again, Solicitor Bonacani has individuals that specialize in a lot of different categories. So you want to be able to ultimately get the individual that can not only represent the city council, but he has other individuals that are doing specific legal aspects in the law department. So we don't want to disrupt that apple cart there, the old saying says, but always had appropriate representation on the city council for many of my time on the city council also. The law department always had an attorney that would represent out of the law department.
Right, I know.
And then
Mr.
you also have this, you have the solicitor too, if you have any questions too, ultimately, with that.
I understand, Mr. Mayor, and just because something has always been done a certain way doesn't mean it's the appropriate way. If the city council lawyer is representing the city council, I think there should be some city council involvement on that process. I'm just giving my opinion here. And also, we really do need someone who's gonna be here in-house in case we have some procedural questions to ask, and not on Zoom. Since I've been on the council, this has been the first time, and I know during COVID, that was the case, but this has been the first time that our lawyer hasn't been showing up to the city council meetings in person, even prior to Solicitor Bonacani. So I just wanted to put that out there for your consideration, Mr. Mayor, to see if we can get somebody in-house that can be here in person.
We'll take note, but also, again, there are times many or a number of city councilors are also on Zoom too. So
Yeah.
we'll make.
But I
we'll
don't
make-
normally see
we'll
the
make note
city
of that.
council president on Zoom, so I'm just asking from the perspective that I'm in right now. If
yeah.
that can just be taken under consideration.
We'll take note of that consideration, but again, my understanding is that the number of city councilors that are frequently on Zoom too, for whatever reason, so. But again, anytime that I'm aware of that the city councilors have a request to the law department or the city council attorney from the law department or city solicitor Bonacani, they follow up and they get back to you what can or cannot be done at that point in time.
Thank you. And Mr. Mayor, I would like to reschedule the meeting that you and I were gonna have, if that's okay with you, so we can discuss more of
Yeah,
these things offline.
Yeah, we
Thank
had on schedule on it, but thank you very
Yeah.
much. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Any other questions, Solicitor Bonacani? Okay, thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Mayor. You, Mayor. Capo.
Okay. Bill Mahoney, Attorney Mahoney, Human Resources and Labor Relations.
Good afternoon, Mayor.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, councilors.
Hi, Caitlin, and joined by Caitlin Julius, that's benefits also. Right. Any questions or comments? Okay. Bill, Attorney Mahoney, why don't you go ahead, please?
Sure. Mayor, HR and Labor Relations performs similar functions every year. We're responsible for recruiting, advertising, interviewing, background checks, onboarding, writing job descriptions, negotiating with our 12 unions, handling any grievances that come in, or, we have, 2.5 lawyers over in the labor relations section, and they handle any administrative law issues that come up for, employment matters. We go as far as the Supreme Judicial Court when we have to with our cases representing the city. We do the workers' comp management for city and schools. We do the unemployment management for city and schools. We assist police and fire with their 111F and section 100 management. I have monthly meetings on that with our vendors on that. We handle the commercial driver's license testing and procedures, managing all of that paperwork, and it's extremely regulated industry. And we handle all of it, from onboarding of those drivers all the way through the testing. There's probably 6 different testing processes that we manage in that process. Our budget for this year, we are looking at, our request is for 1.380192, 1.3 million. It's about 2% higher from the previous fiscal year, FY26. We had asked for a $7,000 increase.
Yeah, electronic filing.
Yeah, and that would be a great system for us. That would bring us to just about 2.5%, maybe a hair over 2.5. And we really, that would be good.
So you come in lean, and again, this reflects with the non-bargaining and any contractual agreements being basically honored on that. Go ahead, Bill.
So it's the same number of employees, as it was 8.5 FTEs last year. The request is 8.5 FTEs for this year. We want to talk a little bit about our recruitment efforts for police officers. We had 2 open houses, which had 56 attendees that we partnered with the police department on. 93 applicants signed up to take the examination. We had active recruitment for seasonal employees, Mass Appeal. Katie, who is the star of Stage and Screen for HR, will be on Mass Appeal on March 26th, trying to convince people to get into our lifeguarding program and do our seasonal lifeguard program for us. Katie and Miss Munier go to our high schools during the high school day to recruit for our seasonal positions. So we're actually in the buildings when they're there at lunchtime, and we're trying to get them to take summer jobs for us, which we think is a great thing for them and a great thing for us. We'll be at the Mass Hire recruiting. We're at the Pride Parade recruiting. We are at the Pancake Breakfast with the Table. We're doing internships. One of my interns is actually here today in the room, getting a good look at city government and how her boss is in action.
You realize you have to book here to a 13 She's ready to go. All right.
So that's really what we're doing, and we would certainly appreciate the consideration of your office, Mayor, and the city council in approving our budget request.
Bill and Caitlin, thank you for your whole team for your efforts, and then the recruitment. Judy Crowell in my office, the Chief Diversion Inclusion Officer, which even in the reports that many not only city governments, state governments, and many private businesses, because of what's going on at the federal level, have gotten rid of that office. You know, I have not, and that plays a role with HR on the recruitment aspect. When we go out, Judy also goes out too on it. So we'll appreciate that. Any questions or comments of Attorney Mahoney or Caitlin Julius?
I just have one.
Go ahead, Billy.
Yeah, the contracts, working with the unions.
Oh, yeah.
Back and forth.
Sure. Thanks for bringing it up. So we have 12 unions, as you're aware. 11 of them are under contract through June 30th of 2026. One of those 11 is expiring on June 30th of 26. We've already begun negotiations with that unit. The 12th unit, we've been in negotiations for a while now, that is within the jurisdiction of the Joint Labor Management Committee of the Commonwealth. We are continuing to talk to them. We're hoping that we can get the deal done without having to go through the entire GLMC process. But if we do, that involves an interest arbitration, and I represent the city in that.
Billy, I'm glad, Chief of Staff Bill Baker, I'm glad you brought that up, because we've been able to be fair and respectful to our labor unions and to the residents in the business community. Been able to settle a number of contracts, which is very, very important. And the key word when we're negotiating, as you know, Bill, is sustainability. Sustainability. And we've been able to, do that, and out of 12, 11, mutual agreements have been done, which I've sent to the city council and they passed, so. But the big thing now is sustainability. What can be sustained for multiple years? Because it does no good if you, give a figure and then a year later, you're gonna have to make cuts. And, always cognizant of that, so we can keep the, services going and the workforce going. But it must be sustainable,
And my last comment, the morale boost that her office does. with
Oh,
the-
yeah.
All the different door
Yeah.
decorations and.
So I do want to bring that up, Bill, and thank you, because we do the cornhole tournament and I should be winning it every year, but my partner's terrible. So I try to get him to practice, he just isn't doing what I need him to do, so, yeah, we have a great time with that, and I think the employees agree, we get great feedback.
Billy, thanks for bringing up Caitlin. That means a lot for morale, because these little things, the free throw contest thing, the cornhole stuff, other things, the baking contest, the ugly sweater contest, the Christmas and the decorations, so that it gives a sense of camaraderie. So, little things mean a lot, but that's a big boost for morale. A lot of places don't do that, whether private or public sector, and thank you for doing that. And it's good to be able, we're able to laugh at ourselves, Phil.
Just to add, on Tuesday night, we did a retirement seminar at the Ray Jordan Center. It was pretty well attended, and I think they appreciated the information that we could provide.
Yeah, that's, retirement always is, you really need to know and to cross the Ts and dot the Is of what you're walking into or not walking into. So I appreciate you doing that. So I'm glad it was well attended.
It was, yes.
Good. Any questions of Attorney Mahoney?
Yeah.
Director?
I just want to,
Okay.
Yeah, just one question. You mentioned the lifeguards.
Yes, Councilman.
Wouldn't that be subject to the parks and schools and playgrounds in their budgets?
Oh, it is in their budget. We just do the recruiting. We do the recruiting, and
Yeah.
so Miss Julius and Miss Munier will actually go to the high schools and recruit during lunchtime. The kids come by and they're like, hey, you're interested in a summer job? We'll actually train you to be a lifeguard, but that's all done through the Parks Department. We're just trying to bring the kids in to take the jobs.
Thank you.
We've done through Director Ash a number of initiative programs on some free that you could train as lifeguards, some with very, very limited cost for resident or somebody who's outside the city. The point here is that, and I think Brian knows, in the old days, those were great jobs, and you had a waiting list to become a lifeguard or even a rec leader, and we're finding it more and more difficult to fill those positions. Because I want to be able to obviously open up all the pools we have, any waterways we have, but if we're not properly stocked with trained lifeguards, Director Ash, we cannot do that. So that's why, this stuff went out, I think, Billy, in January or February for that. So, obviously, we're always looking for lifeguards. It's not a bad job to have during the summer, especially with a younger role, especially for young people, whether high school or college, you make a little bit of money. You're in the sun, and we have pools that are outside pools, we have inside pools, and we have waterways that we like to get open also if we have the proper staffing.
I was a lifeguard.
And Kathy Bono with the great hair was a lifeguard too.
I didn't want you to go.
As a regular.
I'm gonna, if I can may go next, Mr. Mayor,
Sure,
because I
yeah.
have another meeting that I have to get to, but I just want to commend, Bill Mahoney and his team for the work he does, especially with the contracts. And, I know it's a lot of hard work negotiating and trying to come to, agreements. So I appreciate the work that you all do. And I don't think I have any questions right now.
Thank
But,
you.
I'll see you guys at the next meeting. Thank you.
And congratulations on your award too. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor Sarno. Thank you.
Thank you. I think Council Davila was next.
thank you, Mr. Mayor. I got a few questions. Oh, you're doing a blank right now. Mr. Mahoney.
Yes.
I think that's probably Mr. Mayor.
All right.
Talking about the lifeguards, do they have to be city residents with for
No,
lifeguards, or is that something
I
that's
think-
exempt?
I think in the training program through the parks, you have to be a city resident for the free program. Yeah, but we would hire some outside the city.
It's seasonal, and we want to fill those positions.
And there are shortages of lifeguards.
Because I have to go.
But we always take priority with, everything being equal, we always take priority with city residents.
Okay. I'm glad I clarified it, because I have heard that you have to be residents, and I think that was right, so I'm glad to see that. So for any seasonal lifeguard position, somebody who's not a city resident could apply,
Yeah, sure.
and they're welcome to apply.
Yeah.
Thank you, and so, Dr. Mahoney, how are we doing with the overall filling of vacancies? I know last year we had quite a few, I think we were doing open Wednesdays interview at some point.
We had walk-in Wednesdays, I think that was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
And, that went
After
pretty well.
COVID dissipated.
Yep.
Are we feeling, however, go to the subject, kind of, we were talking about yesterday, open positions, are we steadily filling our vacancy rate?
We're doing, yes, we are. Yep.
And
There, some areas we had, more difficulty in the past, that we seem to be doing better with, and that I would say would be CDL drivers. We're not out of the woods in that area yet, but we're doing much better than we had been, say, 3 years ago. But for the most part, I think we're doing pretty good at filling our vacant positions.
now, if you know the answer to this question, you will impress me.
It's just like Jeopardy.
Who is?
Oh, yeah, who is?
I'm just trying to get a sense of feel as to what the flavor here. What would you say is the total vacancy rate globally for the city?
Do we have a number of that?
Roughly.
So, so our postings have, if I can just I'll talk about for 1 second. We post positions that are open and positions that are not open, but we have labor service lists. So we have a lot of positions that are like trades positions. They're always posted.
Civil service.
And they're signing, and people just come and they sign that list. So we're always accepting those civil service signups. But then we'll go through something like we'll have a police recruitment and we may have, 50 vacancies. And we'll get, maybe a couple hundred people will apply for that, or 150 will apply for that, take the test. But then once we fill all that, we've knocked down 50 positions all at once because we're hiring
Right.
all at once.
There's a moving target.
Yeah, it's always a moving target. It is. But we post for at least 2 weeks for every position.
Right.
Some positions that are harder to fill, and we have those, we definitely have those, we will post several times.
Gotcha.
If you look online, anything that doesn't have an end date is a civil service position.
Thank you. My final question is, Dr. Mahoney. I realized before my question that the role from the city council perspective with the unions, we don't engage in negotiations usually. And all we do is approve or disapprove the contract. I think at the time that I've been blessed and privileged to be in the city council, we only rejected one that I can recall, and then it came back and it got passed. You said we have 12 unions, only one that is not on the contract right now. Is that the TJO contract with the animal control officers? If
No.
not, where are we with that?
So they are no longer a union.
They just,
Oh, they're not.
they wanted to decertify.
Yeah.
Oh, really? When did that happen?
Oh, about 4 months ago. So they are no longer a unit, so they're now in the non-bargaining group with the rest of the non-bargaining. So we only have one union that's out, that's the Fire Chiefs Association. And then we have the SOL, which is the library, clerical and administrative employees. They are under contract to June 30, 26. We're already in negotiations with them.
But we are retaining this animal control.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, okay.
They
Yeah,
played it. Just to let you know too, Attorney Mahoney had brought up about CDL. After COVID, the pandemic, that was a crisis, it's still a challenge now. Through my Chief Development Officer, Tim Sheen, and I, we put aside money to free training for CDL licensing, because it was desperately needing in all walks of business. So we trained a number of people in CDLs free of charge, so they can fill those positions throughout the area, throughout the city, or whether it was with us or was a private sector on it. So we did a number of those too.
That's great. That's a great endeavor.
If the Council President Whitfield Tracy, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Bill, I know you explained this to me before, but can you explain it again, why the city opted out of paid family medical leave?
Sure. So I'm not aware of any municipality in the Commonwealth that has enrolled in paid family medical leave. There is a cost to the city and there's a cost to the employee, so we would actually have to deduct from the employee's paycheck as well for paid family medical leave. Some employees would like that, and some employees definitely do not want that. We would also have a negotiation obligation with any of the unions, actually with all 12 of the unions, if we were to do that. And there would have to be a negotiation obligation under my view of this with all the school department unions, because we're technically one employer. And then the problem, of course, comes to, in my mind, 4 of our units have interest arbitration. And if we ever got everybody into that, and then somebody decided one of the unions with the interest arbitration wanted to get out and got out, we'd have a critical problem of, because everyone has to be in or everybody has to be out. So that becomes problematic for us, at least, and I'm guessing that's probably why a lot of other municipalities also are not involved in this. At least that may be one of their issues. But again, no, I'm not aware of anyone, and periodically I send an email out to our listserv of HR departments,
Nobody sent.
and none of the communities are signing up for it.
And what is the like family medical leave amount that people get if they're like having a baby or taking care of families or anything?
So there, you are entitled to, depending on if you are eligible and qualified, 12 weeks of paid Family and Medical Leave Act leave. There is a different benefit if you are a service member and it's a service-connected issue. But for typical, if someone is gonna have a baby, they have 12 weeks now it's paid if they have, for their period of disability, and it's 12 weeks.
12 weeks, okay. And then my final question is about oh goodness, there's that brain fog again. My final question is about paras. I don't remember, but in the contract, is there a reason that paras do not get unemployment in the summer?
That is not under the purview of Attorney Mahoney. That is under the purview of the school department and Attorney Sweeney that heads up the labor negotiations for the school department. So that should be addressed to the school department.
For the school budget? Okay. Thank you. That's all I had.
Thank you, Council President Whitfield. We're also joined, I see online now, Council Justin Hurst too. Thank you for joining. Any other questions of Attorney Mahoney? Caitlin, Ms. Morale? Okay, thank you very much. To your whole team. Oh, wait a minute, you're not going anywhere anyways. Employee benefits. Well, Bill said, oh, there you go. Bring the intern up. Come on, and both, you've done yeoman work on the benefits, because that is another thing, when I get my updates, that is ever changing, because of, federal level moves, which trickle down to the state, which trickle down to us on it. So and it's very, very tedious work that you do. And I know when people call you, they're always very thankful when you walk many people through it when it comes to the benefits. And I know it's time consuming, but little things mean a lot, and they really, really appreciate that on it. So, young ladies, the floor is yours.
So within the benefits department, we educate and process all benefits for the city and school employees that are eligible, retirees and their dependents. As of this week, we are fully staffed. That's with 5 full-time employees and 1 part-time employee. We are gearing up for open enrollment, which starts on April 1st. Last year, we processed about 1,400 changes across everything that we offer. We kept our budget really lean. It really is just a 2% increase for salaries, slight increase for our copier. And then we did ask to increase our training and education, and then our in-state travel to go along with that training and education. As a total, I think our increase is under 1%.
Very good. Can't get a word in edgewise with you. Any questions of the benefit team here? And I see it's again, I commend all the cabinet heads, department heads, rank. I mean, I put the edict out that you got to come in lean, and some are under, some are barely moved, and some are like this minuscule 0.6 5 increase. And that's with, all the costs, statutory, costs that we have to follow through with. So Kathy, you have any questions or Billy or any city councilors? Well, Billy, go ahead.
Comment, Cameo, you and your staff do a great job. I know a couple of weeks ago, we got an inquiry about a retiree with their benefits. They're all the way in Texas now.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. You helped them out.
Yeah, you did a very, very good job
Thank
helping
you.
our, the retirees. So thank you again. You do a good job always answering questions for our employees with benefits. So, and I know we've been
Thank you.
watching the GIC with the rates. So thank you for staying on top of that.
And again, on the GIC, which we're one of the bigger subscribers, definitely on the western part of the state, we've been able, keep it under double digits. I think we're 7 something, or maybe we're.
7.5%. Yeah.
In the old days, that used to be a budget buster. Sometimes you could get hit 15 to 25%. I remember in Pittsfield years ago, busted their budget on us. So
There's a couple communities this year, they'll be like 22%.
22, that's right. That's right. So, we don't want to see anything go up, but been able to keep it under double digits. I know, yeah, like you said, it's here under 8, south of 8, so over 5. Any other? Councilor Davila, go ahead. Yeah.
More of a comment, rather than a question. First of all, Kevin, thank you for the work you do. The benefit department is extremely important. It affects people's lives. Particularly in the health service account. It helps on the taxes and it's money you have the personal needs. But I just wanted to say, put on the record to thank you for joining us in City Council for the advocacy in fighting for the
I forgot all about that.
GIC increases on the prescription drugs and the weight diabetes drugs and the weight losing drugs. And we're blessed that the government agreed and GIC agreed. That's gonna happen. I just want to put on the record and thank you for your.
No, Victor, and thank you. I forgot all about that. I had reached out and I had sent besides reaching out personally, a letter to all the powers that be to say, hey, now's not the time to do this. And I thank more governor and so we're not gonna do it. So thank you. I forgot all about that. Thank you very much on that. Good. Any other questions of Caitlin Carrillo? Great job. And your personal time, I was gonna say, much like the assessors department, I know it's time consuming and tedious, but your personal touch, huge, because we don't mind constructive criticism. God knows I get it, but anytime I get thank yous that come in, I make sure I copy them to the appropriate individuals and departments saying, hey, people notice and they appreciate that. Council President Whitfield?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just have a question. I don't know if it's for Caitlin, but I really do love working with you. You're very responsive. You get back right away, and I think it's you that's coming to the Mason Square C3 in a couple of weeks to talk about how the employment opportunities go. So I thank you for taking the time to do that as well. My question might be for Kathy. We have an OPEB schedule for the retirement benefits. When is that? I mean, how long is that schedule for? Because I know we were like underfunded and we have a schedule.
20,
The pension is 2034.
yeah, 2030.
Oh,
But we don't have-
2034. Oh, we don't have OPEB. That's the
OPEB, no,
pension.
we just put 10% of our free cash every year into it. Once we pay the pension, then we'll have to address the
Oh.
liability for the OPEB.
Oh, for the OPEB, okay. And it's
34.
2034. That's really good, because we were severely underfunded and you guys worked out a plan to get it. 2034 is gonna come in no time. So hopefully we stay in a
Well,
position that we're
Tom,
able to stay on that funding schedule.
I'm glad that you brought that up, Council President Tracy, because that's another fixed cost that we
Yeah.
want to and have to do when you're looking at, now this stuff happened well before our time, But
Yeah.
we're here now, and we're aggressively, and I appreciate with working with City Council, we put a good chunk of money into that to meet that base, so that comes out of the general fund, but I think we're 40 or 42% now.
We're at like 42, I think.
42.
Oh,
and
wow. That's good.
we took over, it was 28 or 26%.
28.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. So I just wanted to commend you on that work.
Thank you.
Kathy, and I had to say that it's not my heart with you as well. Sometimes it's just it's the work. I'm gonna say that publicly. But thank
Okay.
you. I do like that schedule.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I believe, if you're done, Council President, I believe Councilor Hurst has a question. I saw a hand there. I'm not sure.
No, it was Tracy's.
Oh, it was Tracy's hand. Okay, it was over there. That's what happens when you still deal with an etch a sketch as I do, so. Any other questions or comments? And we got good, good news, yesterday, my phone was, buzzing and ringing, about the CRRC, from, Congressman Neal's office, and Senator Markey, the CRRC representatives and others that, through his efforts, those jobs, we worked hard to bring CRRC here. The shells have been released and, those 140 individuals will be back at work to be able to support their families and to support the cities and the vendors on that. So, that's been reported, but that came during our budget sessions, too. So to appreciate Congressman Neal's effort, he went right to Susie Wiles, the Chief of Staff. Good health for her. She's battling cancer too, and directly to the President. A lot of those individuals worked hard. A lot of those individuals. And this is labor too, union building trades and sheet metal live in Springfield.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make sure that we fought tooth and nail to get that resolved. A really tremendous work by Congressman Neal on that, so.
That's great news, Mayor. That's really, really great news.
Yeah.
That was a lot of jobs that was gonna be lost. So that's great
100
news.
Trace, you're at 140, now there's 400 jobs there.
I
And
know.
the thing is, if they lost the supplies and materials and the shells, eventually, the place would close down. That's the largest railway manufacturing company in the world.
Wow.
And, they're doing the, Phil Ang, who's a good guy now. He has Secretary of Transportation, but the MBTA, good guy, and keeps in contact. Besides the MBTA, they have the Los Angeles contract. And now, hopefully they compete for other contracts. And then there's spin-off effect to the area vendors, because you need supplies, need materials, and to the area businesses. And I commend CRRC also too, and speaking with them months ago, they kept health benefits for those individuals that were going to be furloughed. So at least they didn't lose their health benefits at that point in time. So,
Well,
that's
bravo, Mr. Mayor.
Well,
Bravo on that.
well, the Congressman Neal really quarterbacked this. So, but a lot of those residents, a lot of those jobs were filled by Springfield residents. So that's good. That's just a side note. Okay, any other questions or comments? Councilors? Okay, I think we're done.
Yeah.
We are. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for everybody being here personally, and those viewing, we appreciate that. And we're going to continue to be fiscally prudent, and the key word is sustainability because of the unpredictability on the federal level, and to try to keep our services going, and the people that do those services going also too. Have a great day, great evening.
Thank
Good
you.
health, and God bless. Thank you.